Hello everyone, Second Coming of Jesus here. Before we start today's video, I just wanted to mention I won't be talking about any hero changes, testing grounds, and anything like that. If you want that information, please go to my lovely friend, Slanderous. Let's talk about one of the biggest and newest things in the Warrior's Den, and it is maps. No, it's not the new hero because this video is late, okay? So the hero's already been out. Converting deathmatch maps into Dominion maps. How do I feel about this? On one side, I'm extremely happy to get more maps for other game modes, but on the other side, we're not really getting new maps. They're just lazy recreations of old maps for Dominion. It's not like we're getting new stuff from the campaign that were more unique and recreating them into maps, because at least that would be more forgivable. And that would be one step forward to get content from the campaign that we've been asking for, like all the ornaments and different symbols and stuff like that. If you want to take it one step further, let's take a look at Maxine Desmedder's concept art for For Honor. They are a former Ubisoft concept artist that has worked on For Honor and many other Ubisoft titles. In a video of mine, Mystery Behind the Painting, they told me that the painting on that map was a future teased map, the combining of the themes of a knight castle mixed with a Japanese castle that the samurai took over. Ubisoft decides to, instead of making a new map that has the combined effort of two different cultures into one that's teased on a Dominion map, instead taking maps from a game mode that no one plays because it's not rewarding enough, unlike Dominion. I'm happy to get something new for Dominion, but I'm not really happy about the outcome, because this just shows me how lazy Ubisoft is. Instead of making something completely new, they're just trying to salvage anything, just like what they've been doing with all the universal executions and animations for heroes. Now here's some maps I would say you could take from the campaign and reuse maps for other game modes. Take Zazura's Palace, Gutmunder's Village, Dominy's Fortress, and guess what, you can even take mine if you wanted to, and turn them into Breach maps. We don't have enough maps for Breach at all, or even content. And here's another interesting idea that you can do with Zazura's Palace. Because we've decided to turn that into a Breach map, instead of having the ram, you can instead replace that with the elephant. That's a fun and interesting cool idea that makes that map unique to all the rest, and I bet you 9 times out of 10 people would love that map just because of the elephant. Here's an example of some maps in the campaign you could turn into Dominion. Raiding the Raiders, Valkenheim in winter, and picking up the pieces. These free maps can be tweaked and become Dominion maps, or even Elim maps. Ubisoft can do this. They've been giving stuff from the campaign to certain heroes like Warmonger. The reason why they're probably not doing it is because it's more work for them, and they just want to make the cheapest and quickest way to make content. I still love how Ubisoft notes that the other game modes don't get played that much. Instead of trying to fix the problem, they're just trying to make more content for the most played game mode.
Deathmatch is very underplayed because they just queue in, they play Dominion, maybe they'll play Breach sometimes, but they never touch the other game modes. So.
Is this a joke?
Now let's move on to the new Battle Pass system. I actually really do like this. I gotta give them credit for this one. I know I just yelled at them before about being lazy, but now and then they do something great like this. So basically what they're doing is that they're bringing back some of the old battle passes as well as new ones. So if you're like me and you missed out on the battle pass, or you just didn't have the money to buy it because YouTube doesn't give you any money, don't forget to like and subscribe. Now you can finally get it or finish it. As well, all the heroes that weren't out then will finally get new content in the battle pass. It's really good for the new heroes because of the amount of content they have is very small compared to all the other heroes that came out, and I don't think you need me to explain to you why that's good. I don't think I would have ever expected the Vikings to get a hero with good armor. Lucky for them, the Varangian Guard has arrived. There's not too much I can really say about the armor. I think it looks good. I'm not that knowledgeable in different types of Varangian Guard armor, so I can't really add much to that conversation. If you want that type of information, I'd recommend going to my friend Raven Knight, if you haven't done so already. I have a theory about the new hero, and I want someone to tell me if I'm wrong or right on this one. I don't think they were supposed to be a Viking. It seems to me that they were going to be an Outlander, but they changed their mind. For some reason, they have the Outlander's symbol in a bunch of elite outfits belonging to other factions. I don't know if I'm missing something here, or it's just For Honor brainwise finally taken a hold of me. There's something else I want to mention about the new hero. The two default emotes are the exact same. They definitely did not care at all about this hero's customization options like emotes.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Now moving on to my favorite part, starting off with the armor variants with Raider. I like his helmet, but I'm not the biggest fan of his cooking apron. It looks like he's gonna make me a bunch of cookies. Just like how Grandma used to make them. Go down to Coles and buy some Anzac biscuits. And yes, fun fact, I'm Australian. Now moving on to my favorite Beyblade that takes mushrooms. I've seen a lot better from Berserker's armor. I think it's okay, but it's not the worst. Now moving on to our favorite Scotsman. That's not it.
Oh, they're going to have to glue you back together.
Close, but not
What
exactly.
do you think of that, Mr. Pajama wearing, basket face slipper wielding, Clyde 3?
Ah, there's our boy. I like his hair, I don't know why, but I also like the big metal plate on his chest. Now moving on to the local crack addict down the street. I really like the helmet, it reminds me of Skyrim, you can't go wrong with it. I do think they should give him some shoes for a change. Now moving on to Warlord, I really like his armor set, it looks nice, smooth and clean. My favorite ones of his armors are anything to do with metal or gold variants. This set is really good and I think it could work in with a lot of those good ones. Now moving on to Shaman, I think it's a really good armor set, there's not really many complaints I could give it. I don't know if it's a raccoon or a arctic fox on the shoulder. Someone probably will correct me in the comments down below. Lucky last, Valkyrie. I really like the chest for other reasons. I don't know how I feel about the helmet. Starting off with our favorite Chinese man, Tiondi. This armor is absolutely amazing. It reminds me of the Marching Fire Tiondi. That armor in that trailer looked so good compared to what we got. I think my favorite detail with this armor is the golden circle in the middle. Now let's take a look at Monkey Man. I want to say this is probably the weakest armor set for Shaolin so far. It just doesn't feel right or special to me at all in any way. Now moving on to my favorite old man who I keep stealing heart medication from. I really like the yellow arms and definitely like the helmet because it's an improvement of the original. Now moving on to the Fire Nation.
Then, everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
Hands down, this is one of the coolest details for Zanhu, having grey streaks in his hair. The rest of the armor is good, don't get me wrong, but the grey streaks in the hair definitely is the best part of this armor set for me. Now moving on to the lady that loves traps, maybe because she is one. I think this is an improvement of the old set that Nuxia has. So far I've seen mediocre armor sets and really good armor sets, and I think this is just mediocre. Now moving on to the character that I wish stayed at the bottom of the sea, Pirate. If you like Pirate, you'll probably like this armor set. If you like me, a Chad, who doesn't like Pirate, you won't care in the slightest. I really like Magi's armor and arms. I don't like the hair, it just looks too ridiculous. Now moving on to Ocelotl, I really do like this armor, it's nice and clean. I really love the small details with silver and gold. It just makes small details like the armor around his legs pop out more. For being Ocelotl's first armor set, this is really good. Now for Aphira, I don't play this character so I can't tell if this is really a big improvement of her armor, but for me at least it looks good. I do hope you enjoyed my opinions on the armor. It's kind of hard for me because I don't really play these characters, so I can't see the differences between the old and the new. I also really wanted to apologize for this video being so late. I do hope you enjoyed it and please don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps out the channel. It also helps me deal with the cringe I had to witness watching The Warrior's Den.
Asking for it. If memory serves. Oh God. Oh, what's happening? We're still here. Here, get rid of it. Get rid of it.
With that, I'll see you next time and have a good one.